Hi everyone, it's Marco. In this video, I will be telling you about a new platform that I recently discovered called Maclear. It's a platform that is actually based in Switzerland. So it's the first P2P lending platform that I review on this channel that is actually based in Switzerland. As you know, I love to diversify my investments. So this was really exciting to test this platform because it will add another country to my portfolio. I will, as usual, tell you about the platform itself. I will tell you about what returns you can expect from the platform. We'll dive, of course, into the safety aspect on this platform. I will tell you all about the regulation around the platform, the team, and also the projects that you can find on this platform. I will also finally tell you how to actually use the platform, and at the end, I will tell you about my first experience and returns with this platform. So let's dive actually into it. So first, Maclear, as all P2P lending platforms, is a platform that puts in relation investors with projects or loans that are actually available on the platform. Here it's more like loans that will be for companies, at least that's what is currently available on the platform. They are quite a recent platform because they started to actually allow people to invest in 2023. So a relatively new platform. They promise high returns while being completely safe as a Swiss company. So they promise that on the website, which will of course dive more into details when we talk about the safety aspect of the platform. So let's start by actually telling you about what returns you can actually expect from Maclear. So on their websites, they promise, as I said before, high returns, up to 14%. What I actually saw on the projects that were available when I did this video, there were just 2 projects available. It was more like between 12.5 and 13%, so it's a bit lower than what they actually advertised, but maybe they plan to actually put more projects with high yields in the future. So that's what you can expect on the platform, around 13%, up to 14% yield maybe in the future. So definitely in the higher range comparing Maclear to other platforms in the field. So that's already some good news here. So now I want to really dive into the safety aspects. That's what I do with all platforms that I review and I also add to my portfolio. As usual, I will do that in 3 steps. First step would be to actually study what the platform is doing in terms of regulation and really protecting the money from investors. Then I will talk more about the company itself and the team that is in the company. And finally, we'll discuss about what are the projects actually that you will find on the platform and how they actually put those projects here. So first, let's talk about the platform itself. So they are fully regulated under the Swiss law. And for example, they are actually a member of Polyreg SRO, which means they actually comply, for example, with all the AML procedures, so anti-money laundering. They also, of course, follow all the GDPR regulations, and also they have a very strict know your customer procedure, and they use a very well-known partner in this field that will talk it in when we talk about how to open an account. So they really follow all the things that they have to follow at this stage regarding AML, know your customer, and also GDPR. So this is already a good base, but what's maybe more interesting, it's their feature called the provision fund. So it's basically a fund that is there to cover the money, so the interest being paid to investors in case something would go wrong with one project. So I've seen similar ideas on some other platforms, and I think that worked well, and I think that's a great idea as well. If you were wondering, the money from this fund is actually coming from the project themselves. So there's 2% of the money going into funding the projects that actually go into this fund. So actually, every time a project is funded, 2% will actually go to this fund, and that's how they actually keep it live and with actual money that will be available to cover for the money that's supposed to go to investors in case there is a problem on some projects. So it's good to have this additional security here. We'll see that there are actually more safeties in place at the project level, but I find it nice that there is actually this global guarantee on the platform that will cover the payments in case something goes wrong. So now let's actually talk about the company and the team behind Maclear. So first, as for all platforms I review, I checked that the company is actually a registered company in Switzerland, and it is exactly where they actually say it is on the website. That's already some good news. I also checked the team that is behind the company, which is something I always do now for all companies that I invest in. and all platforms they use. So here I mostly checked the profile of the two co-founders of the company. What I really liked here is that it was really easy to find information about people that are working in this company. So that's something I really appreciate on any platform. So first I checked the profile of one of the co-founders, Alexander Nikitin. So he has a strong experience in the field. He has been the head of business development at the company for over 5 years. So at Maclear, he's really in charge and plays an important role in project selection. So for example, he leveraged his expertise in foreign trade and industrial projects to really put the right projects on the platform. The other co-founder that I checked the profile of is called Denis Udjev. So he's another co-founder of the company, and he also has a strong experience in the financial sector, having really worked as an investment planner and financial advisor for several years. So definitely two solid co-founders here for the company. There's also another person that is really key at the company I wanted to mention here. Is Igor Bakinov, which is the chief AML, also compliance and risk officer, which really oversees approval of the projects that actually end up on the platform. And also finally another key person, Alexei Martin, the third director of the company, who really had his experience with relation with banks. So that's another important person at Maclear. So overall, definitely a very strong team that is in charge of the company. So now let's end this part by actually talking about the projects that are available on the platform and how they actually end up on Maclear. I always spend some time on this aspect because that's really where the risk is, right? The projects that you actually invest in via the platform. Here, as I mentioned before, projects are basically loans given to companies. So you will find on the site, I will show you of course more about that later, but you will find all the description on the site about those projects. And it's written on the site, and also talk about it with the co-founders of the company. They actually apply a very strict process to put those projects on the platform, including really checking all the financial information of those companies, also checking the compliance and all the key metrics about the company to really only put the best projects on the platform. Also, there is usually a collateral attached to every project, so you can also read more about that on the details of each project. So really this, combined with the provision fund that I mentioned before, really makes it safe to invest on the company. You can really see that they put a lot of layers to protect the investors' money. Just wanted to add here that as this is really loans to companies, I really like that I made a video and also an article recently. I will also mention that just below the video about that. I really prefer now to invest in platforms that make loan for companies, which is much safer than actually loans to individuals. Of course, you get a bit lower interest rates, as it's the case here, but you really have a much safer portfolio at the end by investing in companies like here that actually loan money to companies and not to individuals directly. That being said, let's now see how to get actually started with Maclear. So opening an account was really easy. That's the first step, of course. It was done really within 5 minutes. So as I mentioned before, they use some partner to actually do the know your customer process. So you know, the usual, if you ever open an investment account, you need to enter your details, but also verify your identity. So probably you have to scan your ID card or passport. It was really easy to do. I actually did it from my phone. It was much easier and it was done within 5 minutes. Next step is actually deposit money on the platform. This was released to do here just with a bank transfer. Note that the minimum of investment in each project is now of 50 euros. It was 200 when I actually first started to use the platform, but I did change it because with the feedback I received also from myself, it's much easier to invest with, you know, low minimum. 50 euros is like the standard a bit in many of the platforms in the field. So that was also really good news, that you can now invest from just 50 euros on the platform. And once you actually have money on the platform, you can just start to invest. So as I mentioned before, there were just 2 projects on the platform when I started this review. So I will just use the first one as an example. So you can see it right here. So for example, this project here was a loan for financing equipment for a company that actually build wooden houses in Estonia. So you can find really all the information about the project, the returns, what the payment schedule what the company will do with the money, more information about the company itself. So you can really get a lot of information. Also, the collateral, for example, that is attached to the project is also really detailed on this page. And once you want to invest, really simple, you just click on the button here and you will be able to validate your investment. So note that for now, there is no auto invest function and also no secondary market, but that's something they definitely want to do in the future. They told me personally, and also it's written on the site actually, that they want to implement auto invest function. They want to implement a secondary market and also a mobile app in the future. So at the moment, there are only 2 projects at the moment I did this video. So it's also not really a problem because you just have 2 projects to select from. But definitely in the future, it would be very nice to have those key functions like the auto invest function and also the secondary market, so you can actually have more liquid investments. So for now, what are my own returns and experience with the platform? Well, I just invested in 1 project, so it's way too early, of course, to talk about any results, but I will definitely make another video in the future to actually keep you informed about my performance of my portfolio on Maclear. So what do I actually think of the platform at the end? I really like, as I said before, it's my first Swiss platform on which I invest on in the P2P lending space, so I was really excited about that. They really pass all the checks that I usually do for a platform, especially in terms of security, of course. They do all the right things. They have a very strong team behind the platform. They also a very strict process to set the project. The provision fund also on top of all of that really makes it much safer for investors to invest on projects on the platform. Of course, I will have to give more results in the future to actually really see if they deliver, but so far I can say I'm really happy with Maclear. So if you want to learn more about the platform and really make your own opinion, I invite you to follow the links that I just put below the video. The first one will be directly to the platform. If you just want to explore and create an account and just test it, it's of course completely free to just browse the projects. There is also a link to my review on my website about the platform. If you want really to keep, updated about the latest results that I get on the platform, I update this article more frequently than I do with videos, so I really invite you to check this as well. That being said, if you have any questions, platform about investing in general, don't hesitate to leave them just below the video. And that being said, thank you again for watching this video and I will see you in the next one.